Welcome to Gracious Gaming's Top 10 Best Games of 2016. Now before we start, I have to let you know, I cannot put a game in this list that I have not played and completed. Throughout the course of 2016, I played and completed 32 games. So that let me put a top 10 best, and then later on I'm going to release a top 10 most disappointing. So pay attention for that. But let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Gracious Gaming proudly presents to you the top 10 best games of 2016. Number 10, Grim Dawn! Grim Dawn definitely deserves to be in the top 10. A game that did so much that went under the radar. A game that could just bring you back to memories of the old school action RPGs like Gauntlet, Diablo, Baldur's Gate. With in-depth skill customization and, dare I say, very unforgiving, just made this overall gameplay experience an easy decision to put in my top 10. Number 9, Forza Horizon 3. Forza Horizon 3 gave us some of the best driving that I've ever had in a video game. With the controls not being jerky at all, the smoothness of the whole driving experience made this game so much fun to play. And the fact that you just had the ability to do what you want, when you want, it didn't matter. And not giving a crap whose cotton field or fence that you just plowed through. It was your playground. Number 8, Riggs MCL. Riggs Mechanized Combat League brought a dream of mine to fruition, being a Gundam pilot and an athlete, professionally, in one stadium. To me, that was so much fun, and I really couldn't have asked much more from a competitive game. And it was so unique and different, just something new that we hadn't really seen yet, and the fact that it was in VR just made it that much better. Number 7, Gears of War 4. To me, Gears of War 4 has surpassed Halo for the #1 exclusive for Xbox. This game was so much fun. The theatrics throughout the story actually giving you choice on the path that you wanted to go. Then bringing back Horde mode to the way it should have been and never changed. And the multiplayer being as frustratingly delicious as it's ever been made this game worthy of its number 7 spot. Number 6. Titanfall 2. Now I said this in my review, the one major mistake that Titanfall 2 made was coming out when it did. Coming out with the competition of Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty, franchises that are beloved by FPS players. It was just a poor decision in that regard, and the game could have been that much more popular had it not come out when it did. It could have waited till January or February and probably been a possible game of the year for 2017. Number 5, Final Fantasy 15. Now I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I could have switched Titanfall 2 and Final Fantasy 15 and been completely okay with it. But because I love the story of Final Fantasy 15 that much more, it took the edge on it for me to bump it up to number 5. Just the gut-wrenching experience of just absolutely going to oblivion and coming right back out of it. Seeing the toll that it took on the characters, all the deceit, war, friendship, love, everything, just everything about it to me was fantastic. Now, has there been better stories? Of course there has. But I had not seen a story that I enjoyed this much in a long time. Number 4, Battlefield 1. Oh mama, did Battlefield 1 deliver. Going back to the roots of just everything being destructible, away from the likes of the cop vs. robbers of Battlefield Hardline, which was a decent game in its own right, but it never felt like Battlefield. So coming back to the roots of what truly made the game great, though I still miss the old style Conquest, what we got was a product that I feel like I could have pride in. I truly enjoyed this game, and it went back to what Battlefield was meant to be. Number 3, Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 brought back the pirate-loving treasure hunter that I have not seen in myself for a long time. I enjoyed the story and all the little nitty-gritty details about the game, the movement and how fluid it was, the gunplay. It was just all so enjoyable to me. And the ending I really didn't expect. It was one of the cooler endings with a boss fight that I've actually had in a game. And to me, felt well deserved of the number 3 spot. Number 2, The Bridesmaid, Doom. Now this series has so much sentimental value to me. I remember playing this game as a little kid, way back in the day on Windows 95. And what they've just done with it, bringing the fast-paced, balls to the wall, not giving a crap Doom guys, smashing demons' heads, pulling out their hearts and eating them for breakfast. And to be completely honest, I almost put this as my game of the year. I was so close. I truly hope that they sit on this game for a long time. I would be so disheartened if they started bringing Dooms out every other year like all these companies have started doing with yearly releases. Do not milk this franchise. Let this game be loved for what it is, and let's not see a Doom for another 5 to 10 years. The number 1 game for the gracious top 10 best games of 2016 goes to Dark Souls. Dark Souls 3 will always be to me the champion walking off into the sunset, not being milked as a franchise and going out on top, not waiting to retire when they should have done it years ago. I genuinely, honestly love this game. Everything about it. The atmosphere, the castles, the weapons, the armor, the difficulty, the bosses. It was so tremendous. And my poor controller Charlie, who's never been the same since I bashed his head into the wall fighting the nameless king and champion Gundyr. Unbelievable fights that just had me so furious. And all I had to do was learn the fight. But to me, that is what has always made a Dark Souls game so great. And I hope that they continue the style, but let Dark Souls die. Let it go off into the sunset, and let's build upon Bloodborne. But my friends, that is my gracious top 10 best games of 2016. I want to hear what you think. If you think my list totally sucks, let's see what you got. Post down your top 10, I'll comment on it. And if you don't want to go through the trouble of listing all 10 games, just list your game of the year. Let's see what you got. I want to see what you think as well. And until next time, you guys take care, you have a good week, and always remember, game with grace.